Hallo zusammen und willkommen zu dem Livestream hier. Ich gebe so mit ein paar Minuten Verspätung von AMDs Live-Vorführung mit euch hier zusammen. Werde ich mir das anschauen und freue mich sehr auf eure Kommentare und zu dem, was ihr dazu sagt. Lasst mich gerne wissen, was ihr zu der neuen
Welcome, and thank you all for joining us today. It's so exciting to be here back in Las Vegas in person. So thank you all for joining us and being part of our audience. And also welcome to all of you who are joining us online from around the world. So are you excited for today?
Woo, yay!
We have some amazing new products to show you. So let's go ahead and get started. And you guys all know us well. At AMD, we're all about high performance and adaptive computing, and really using technology to create solutions to the world's most important challenges. Now, whether you're talking about cloud services, or 5G networks, or AI, or automotive, or PCs, AMD technology is truly everywhere, touching the lives of billions of people every single day.
Na klar.
Now, we're in an incredibly busy time for AMD. It's an incredible period of innovation. We're in the midst of introducing actually 4 new architectures to the market across more than a dozen products.
Okay.
So if you look at it, we started with the Ryzen 7000 launch in September, and many of you joined us there. Next week, we're gonna bring Zen 4 to high-end server processors, and then soon after that to notebook PCs. And we also have our Zen 4C core optimized for cloud-native computing, and our next-gen XDNA architecture that are gonna launch in 2023. But of course, today, it's all about gaming, and we're here to talk about our next-generation gaming architecture with RDNA 3.
Yeah, bin ich mega
So
gespannt.
now just a minute about gaming, right? We all love gaming. Gaming is really in AMD's DNA. And when you look through 2025, we're expecting 3.5 billion gamers in the world. And our goal is really to push the limits of gaming innovation to really provide the best solutions across the board together with all of our gaming partners. So whether you're talking about developers creating new games and experiences, or you're talking about the companies that are serving the content, or you're playing your games on your devices, or you're a streamer that are really trying to stream those experiences to other gamers, our mission is to bring you the best experience possible for all of your gaming platforms. Now, Ryzen processors and Radeon graphics are really at the heart of all of the world's most popular gaming devices, including the top gaming PC OEM systems, cloud gaming services, Sony PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Valve Steam Deck. We're also bringing gaming to automotive with the newest generation of Teslas. And of course, for all of the folks out there who are building your own PCs, we love the DIY market for all of the PCs that you build. Now, when you think about that, why is gaming so important to AMD? It's really all about pushing the envelope on innovation. Just over a month ago, we launched our next generation desktop PC processor, the Ryzen 7000 series, which was really the most advanced processors for gamers and creators. And the response has been really incredible. We have leadership performance per watt, we have phenomenal gaming and creative performance, and it's all enabled by our new Zen 4 core in 5 nanometer. Now, with Ryzen 7000, we also launched our next generation AM5 desktop platform, which has all of the latest I/O, and we're committing to delivering socket longevity on that through 2025 and beyond for lots of future upgrades. And we also know that people love AM4, and AM4 is going to continue for a long, long time. And for there, Ryzen 7 5800 X3D is also a fantastic choice for gamers. Now, today, it's all about the next generation of Radeon graphics and how we deliver the future of gaming with the world's most advanced graphics architecture, RDNA 3.
Hoffentlich besser und günstiger als Nvidias RTX Grafikkarten.
We really set truly ambitious goals for RDNA 3. And as you know, at the forefront for what we're doing is it's all about power and energy efficiency. And we want to make sure that we continue to innovate around performance per watt leadership to enable all of the gamer upgrades to be done with fantastic performance, but at a reasonable power. And we also wanted to significantly raise the bar in performance to support the next generation of 4K gaming and beyond, and really recognize that there are a lot of faster and higher resolution displays. And then finally, we also look at it as not just about the chip and not just about the card, but really what is the gaming experience we can bring. And that means new AMD software features, that means platform technologies, and really end-to-end solutions with our CPUs and GPUs and software coming together. So there's a lot of innovation in RDNA 3, and we'll tell you all about it today. Now, there's a lot been said about our new chiplet design, so let me start with our chiplet design. This is the world's first chiplet gaming GPU. Now, why did we use chiplets? Chiplets really allow us to use a modular approach to optimize the performance and efficiency of the overall design. And so with our chiplets, like we've done on the CPU side, on the GPU side, we're mixing and matching the right technology for each function. Now, the graphics compute die is a high-performance 5-nanometer technology design, and it contains all of the high-performance compute in the GPU. That includes the shaders, the display engine, and a brand-new media engine as well. And then the other die is a memory cache die, and it's built in 6-nanometer process technology and includes the memory subsystem that features the GDDR6 controllers, as well as up to 96 megabytes of infinity cache.
Okay.
And as a result, we have just an incredible capability with more than 61 teraflops of compute. By the way, do you guys think you need 61 teraflops of compute? We also have the world's fastest chiplet interconnect to enable 5.3 terabytes per second of peak bandwidth. And that allows us to unlock the full potential of 24 gigabytes of GDDR6. So altogether, when you put that together, we have 58 billion transistors in this design, which gives us just an incredible amount of gaming performance.
Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr. Sagt es mir gerne im Chat.
It sounds like there's a few excited people out there. Okay, so now let me show you for the very first time our newest chiplet gaming GPU.
Okay. Zeigt uns doch die Grafikkarte, nicht nur den Chip. Das ist unspektakulär, come on.
This may be my favorite part of my job, I think. All right, so look, as I said earlier, we set very ambitious goals for RDNA 3, especially around energy efficiency. And I'm pleased to say that we actually exceeded our goals. So our engineers did a fantastic job, and we made great improvements between RDNA 1 and RDNA 2. And with RDNA 3, we actually achieved a 54% gen-over-gen improvement in performance per watt. And when you put all of that together into what really matters, we're about building the best products for you. So today, I'm incredibly proud that we're going to announce our first 2 RDNA 3 graphics cards. The Radeon RX.
Genauso wie die Gerüchte angekündigt, also gesagt
Radeon
haben.
RX7000 XTX with 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 and the 7900 XT with 20 gigabytes. So you can imagine, these are just incredible gaming cards. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sam, Scott, and Frank, who are going to take you through all of the exciting product details. Sam?
Well, as she said, with RDNA 3, our vision was to engineer the most advanced 4K and 8K gaming platform for gamers and creators, containing the features, performance, and efficiency to provide the best gaming experience.
Blah, blah, blah.
To achieve this vision, we have brought unprecedented innovation to all aspects of the design. Now, it's my privilege to hit on a few of those highlights for you this morning. The first and most evident innovation is that we have leveraged our industry-leading expertise in chiplets, honed on our Ryzen and EPYC lines, to bring chiplet architecture to GPUs. The magic of chiplet design is being able to use the right technology for the right job. So we created 2 very different chiplets connected with high bandwidth interconnects specific to graphics. With the graphics compute die, we spin that precious 5nm silicon where it matters, in the core GPU engine where all the computation occurs to enable great performance and performance per watt. For that small memory cache die, we use the mature 6nm technology to implement the GDDR6 memory interfaces and our 2nd generation Infinity Cache. These diminutive but powerful MCDs feature a 2nd generation Infinity Cache, each connected to 64 bits of high-speed GDDR6 memory, combined up to a width of 384 bits. We've tuned this Infinity Cache to enable better data reuse with less capacity to accomplish several things for us. With the high hit rates, it directly sources most of the memory requests, and this delivers data to the engine in less time and uses less power than going out to DRAM. With our high bandwidth Infinity Fabric chiplet interconnect, we've increased the peak bandwidth from our RDNA 2 implementation by an astonishing 2.7 times. And that's where that 5.3 terabytes per second number you just heard comes from. These support the gaming at the highest resolutions. So now I want to take you a little bit deeper, click down into that graphics compute die, which is built around our new RDNA 3 compute units, where we've continued with our area-efficient unified architecture that shares resources between rendering, AI, and ray tracing to make most effective use of each
werden die
transistor.
Stärke in Raytracing, die neuen
In addition,
Grafikkarten.
contained within this GCD is a key part of delivering a great gaming experience, driving the latest displays with massive refresh rates for high-resolution gaming. All of the latest media formats are in there with our media and display engines. Now to the core of the engine, which is the new unified RDNA 3 compute unit, specifically optimized for high-resolution gaming. The key word here is unified, which means we have a tightly integrated unit which shares resources to deliver the most power and area-efficient performance. We've tuned it to provide the right blend of flexible, highly efficient stream processing, additional AI acceleration capabilities, and greatly enhanced ray tracing acceleration. All of this is fed by a general purpose register file with 50% more capacity than the RDNA 2 design, which boosts the performance of all the functions.
Okay.
To deliver this well-rounded feature set, we've
Klingt ja
leveraged
gut.
5nm to the fullest to pack 54% more transistors in less area, increasing our density by 165%. Well, as every chip designer knows,
Sehr viel,
it's a lot of transistors.
Klingt
And,
viel,
and as
keine
every
Ahnung,
chip
kenn mich nicht aus.
designer knows, smaller is faster and more power efficient. And so this enables RDNA 3 to deliver even a better gaming experience. Now, looking at the stream processors, we took a huge step in RDNA 3 by going to dual issue Wave32 units. This enables us to better utilize the data paths by issuing 2 different instructions down each 32-lane SIMD, or we can use them in parallel like we did in RDNA 2. We can issue different integer or floating point operations down each SIMD data path, mixing and matching based on the workload domain.
Sagt euch das was, diese ganzen Daten?
Net result
Ich komme
is
da nicht
faster
genau
frame
mit.
render
Das
times
ist
for higher
zu
FPS,
in
from
depth.
better utilization of all the functions in the compute unit. It handles now 2 times more instructions per clock.
Hoffentlich haben sie ein
So we
neues
have
FSR.
also greatly enhanced the RDNA AI
FSR 3.
acceleration. And AI, of course, enables a host of capabilities that are growing in importance to the gaming community. And we've increased the AI throughput for commonly used math functions, which, while integrating these tightly within our unified compute unit. These share the same register files, caches, and instruction scheduling as the stream processors. And the enhancements provide up to a 2.7x increase in AI performance in the most area and power efficient way possible.
Weil gegen DLSS
Setting RDNA 3 up to exploit the current and future uses of AI.
kommt AMD bisher
Final
noch nicht
enhancement to mention to our compute unit is the ray tracing acceleration, which is built on new instructions in the shader and support for DXR ray flags and many improvements for ray box sorting and traversal. Amplifying all of this is the ability to enable more raise in flight with that 50% larger general purpose register file that I mentioned before, combined with larger L0 and L1 caches to back it up. These improvements provide compelling gains for ray trace gaming content with up to 50% more performance per compute unit. Next, I want to introduce you to our Radiance display engine, featuring the industry's first DisplayPort 2.1 and a high-performance gaming graphics card.
Natürlich gut.
This DisplayPort enables 480 Hz refresh rates at 4K resolution and up to 165 at 8K. And the 12 color bits per channel enables an incredible 68 billion colors for amazingly realistic images and graphics. And with the display link bandwidth of up now to 54 gigabits per second, we have doubled that bandwidth per port over RDNA 2. And this supports the unprecedentedly high refresh rates at the highest resolutions. In support of the latest media formats and standards, we have a new dual media engine, and it supports 2 simultaneous encode or decode streams up to 8K 60 for AVC and HEVC. It supports AV1 encode and decode, while also leveraging AI enhancements to improve video encoding and conference quality. And by greatly increasing the frequency inside the media engine, we delivered up to 1.8x the performance versus RDNA 2, reducing export times almost in half. So now a bit more about clock speeds. These are obviously critical to performance, and most workloads that we have found and analyzed are actually more limited by the front-end work distribution and command processing than by our high-performance shader engines. So we recognized that we could utilize higher frequencies in a smarter, more power-efficient way by using our new to RDNA 3 decoupled shader engine frequencies to run only the front end at a typical 2.5 gigahertz, while the shaders operate at a more efficient 2.3 gigahertz, which is still 15% higher than RDNA 2 at launch. With this sort of advanced power management, we deliver the maximum frames per second while also saving up to 25% power. This contributes to our remarkable 54% product level performance per watt gain. With the higher frequency and the new dual issue RDNA 3 compute units, we enable a 2.7x leap in raw compute power. You heard it from Lisa, a remarkable 61.6 teraflops of performance in this engine. Well, putting it all together, we have delivered on our vision by inventing the world's first chiplet-based gaming GPU, enabling the optimal use of 5nm technology, delivering 15% higher frequencies at 54% better power efficiency. Our advanced chiplet interconnect provides an amazing 2.7x leap in peak bandwidth to feed that 60+ teraflop engine. The new unified RDNA 3 compute units have twice the instructions per clock, enabling them to fully utilize our data paths and provide incredibly high performance for rendering, ray tracing, and AI applications in the most power and area efficient way. We connect this rendering horsepower to the industry's first GPU DisplayPort 2.1 to support massive refresh rates and include the encode and decode for all the latest media standards. The result is what we set out to achieve, the most advanced GPU optimized for gamers and creators. Now I'd like to hand it over to Scott, who will tell you more about this incredible product.
What's up, gamers? How is everybody doing today?
Bei diesen unverschämten Preisen bisher.
Oh, we've been working on this for 3 years, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hours in our engineering group. And I'm sure they're tuning in today, but I can't be more proud of what they've been able to create for you and to create for us, and it's going to be a great time. So now, I know what you want to see: performance, price, and availability. Is that right? Do you want to see that?
Yeah.
Sounds good, but you're going to have to stay for a little bit to get availability and price, but I'll show you performance. I'll show you some performance. So today, 4K sets the standard where enthusiast GPUs are measured. According to IDC, in the last 5 years, there is 3 times increase in shipments of 4K monitors. And the Radeon RX 7900 XTX is going to be the perfect card to power your games at 4K. In pure rendering, the 7900 XTX is up to 1.7 times faster than our previous generation flagship GPU. And in ray tracing, we are seeing up to 1.6 times more performance in native 4K. What do you think?
Sehr nice, ja. Das will ich hören.
Now that you've seen the
Danke.
performance, allow me to introduce
Die Daten
the
stimmen,
Radeon
werden erst
RX
die Tests
7900 XTX.
Ja, zeig mal her.
Take a good look. We've spent a lot of time optimizing this car, but
Sieht
more
nicht so viel,
importantly,
ist
making
alles so
sure
bunt.
that you're going to be proud when you put it into your rig. Absolutely fantastic. This gaming card is built to provide exciting performance in 4K resolution and beyond. RDNA 3-based GPUs are like no other. It features 96 unified RDNA 3 compute units running at 2.3 gigahertz game clock, and it comes with 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 with 384-bit support. This card is future-ready with AV1 encode and decode for streaming and video export,
Ja,
and it
genau,
has
für
the latest
Streaming besser.
DisplayPort 2.1 technology for up to 4K 480 frames per second or 8K 165 frames per second gaming
Das
capabilities.
ist schon geil.
All, ladies
Okay,
and gentlemen,
480
with a
Hertz.
board power of just 355 watts. The XTX.
Yeah. Ja, sehr gut, sehr gut.
Appreciate you.
Schon mal Nvidia unterboten in
Today,
Power
we are
Consumption.
also announcing the Radeon RX 7900 XT, a massive leap in performance over the last generation. It features 84 unified compute units running at a game clock of 2 gigahertz and comes with 20 gigabytes of 320-bit GDDR6 memory with the same support for
Die hätte ich
AV1 and
gerne.
DisplayPort 2.1. The 7900 series gaming cards are industry leaders in performance per watt. There is no need to rebuild your desktop, no need to upgrade your case, and there's no need for a new power adapter. Yep. We made it as easy as pulling out your old card and putting in a new one.
Schöne
Previous
Seitenhiebe
generation
an
enthusiast
Nvidia.
GPUs, including those recently launched by our competitor, only support DisplayPort 1.4. Gamers who purchase these graphics cards will see limited frame rates. But with the RX 7900 series of GPUs, it'll allow you to actually see the frames you are paying for when you upgrade to a DisplayPort 2.1 monitor. If you are paying that much money for a brand new gaming card, you should demand a GPU that will allow you to game into the future. And only the 7900 series can give you that. And starting in early 2023, an incredible new generation of displays at a range of resolutions from leading display vendors will start rolling out to gamers, including this sneak peek from our friends at Samsung with their brand new Odyssey Neo G9, expected to be the first DisplayPort 2.1 8K, I'll say that again, 8K, ultra widescreen gaming monitor ever. What do you think?
Ja gut, muss es erst bedienen können, selbst die
More
Grafikkarten
details on the
sind ja
design and specs
Beschränke.
will be unveiled soon at CES in January of 2023. And to power high refresh rate gaming displays, both today and your future upgrades, we've developed a suite of powerful software enhancements, which includes technologies such as Fidelity FX, Super Resolution, and Smart Access Memory.
Mhm.
Combined with our new unified RDNA 3 compute units, the Radeon RX 7900 series delivers the next generation of high refresh rate gaming. AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR, technology works on all modern GPUs to provide high fidelity visuals and incredible frame rates. In just 16 months, FSR will be available in 216 games, proving just how compelling open technologies are for the entire industry. Our latest update, FSR 2.2, reduces super resolution temporal ghosting, not only the artifacts on fast-moving objects, and it'll also be available in Forza Horizon 5 soon. Now, 1440p gaming displays with high refresh rates continue to be one of the fastest growing choices for gamers. With the 7900 XTX and Apex Legends, you will be able to reach the game's hard frame rate cap of 300 frames per second. And in other popular titles, And in other popular titles, the 7900 XTX can push your games to its limits. Games like Overwatch 2 and Valorant are great examples of why DisplayPort 2.1 is so important. Now, there's finally a gaming card to drive 300 to 800 frames plus.
Da merkst du doch den Unterschied nicht mehr. Das ist doch
ultra high refresh
völlig
rate
verrückt, oder?
Now at 4K, the 7900 XTX is
Also
the
ich würde es
card to
gerne mal
get.
sehen, aber
By turning on max
bin
settings in
gespannt.
AAA games and using FSR upscaling, you can hit triple-digit performance. It even makes playing competitive esports titles at 4K a real possibility. Hundreds of frames in your games at 4K resolution. Now, I'm not saying that you would, but you could play games with RX 7900 XTX that go beyond today's 8K 60 Hz limits. In Dawn of Ragnarok, the latest expansion to Ubisoft's acclaimed Assassin's Creed Valhalla, with FSR paired with the 7900 XTX, you'll be able to get 96 frames per second at a crisp 8K resolution. It's truly incredible to see and experience. The RX 7900 series can power the next generation of displays like 8K ultra-wide or high refresh rate 8K displays above 60 Hz. Next generation RDNA 3 compute units, new levels of memory bandwidth combined with the latest upscaling technologies deliver the performance to power these incredible experiences. A lot of gamers are excited about features like ray tracing in their games. Today, I'm excited to announce
Definitiv.
that DirectX ray tracing is coming to one of the most popular franchises in the world, Halo Infinite by 343 Industries. Halo Infinite will now support ray trace shadows across arena and big team battle modes, and players with AMD hardware will notice improved lighting, sharper shadows, and increased performance on RX 7000 series platforms with ray tracing acceleration. DXR will be available in Season 3, so look for it in your graphics settings soon. And with the RDNA 3 architecture, real-time ray tracing performance has greatly improved generation over generation. In Dying Light 2, with ray tracing features turned to the max, the 7900 XTX delivers performance above 60 frames per second with FSR at 4K. Cyberpunk and Hitman 3 also have significant performance uplifts, giving you the performance you need to stay immersed in your game. But today we're also announcing a technical partnership with the Callisto Protocol coming in December. This third-person survivor horror game developed by Striking Distance Studios features incredible lighting and shadow effects, along with movie-quality textures and animations to set the eerie mood in this
Ich habe das
sci-fi
Spiel schon
experience.
vorbestellt. Freue mich mega drauf, ey.
Ray tracing is used to full effect here, with shadows, translucency, and glossy refractions coming together to capture the most subtle details that create giant leaps in realism. At 4K and higher resolution, the Radeon RX 7900 series is optimized to deliver incredible frame rates to power this experience. Now next, we are also announcing a technical partnership with Luminous Productions and their action RPG, Forspoken, launching in January. Luminous Productions has created some truly breathtaking visuals in a fully realized fantasy world, powered by hybrid ray tracing for realistic lighting and shadows on the characters and environments. Forspoken looks and runs incredibly fast thanks to its implementation of Fidelity FX features, including FSR, variable rate shading, ambient occlusion, and downsampler, all optimized for Radeon. We've worked closely with game studios to optimize for the next generation of games. At Ubisoft, Snowdrop has been in development for over a decade and is one of its most important gaming engines. This is the same engine utilized across a variety of PC and multi-platform titles, from Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope to Tom Clancy's Division 2. By the way, one of my personal favorites, long live the Bullet King. If you play the game, you'll know. Today, we are announcing our partnership with their next generation engine. This tech demo is beautifully rendered with global illumination, blur reflections, and shadows in addition to other effects that the Snowdrop engine uses, such as volumetric weather effects and micro detail rendering. We've worked with Ubisoft to add a highly optimized AMD ray tracing implementation that unlocks even smarter ray processing than DXR alone can provide. With high performance ray tracing enabled on a 7900 XTX, we are getting frame rates above 80 frames per second at 4K with FSR2. We're excited to see the Snowdrop engine come to life in major upcoming titles, including Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, Splinter Cell, an Ubisoft Star Wars project. Right? Let's go, indeed. With the announcement of Unreal Engine 5, a lot of gamers, including myself, are excited to see what new games and experiences will be created in this popular engine. UE5 is optimized to take full advantage of our unified RDNA 3 compute units with excellent ray tracing and rasterization performance. In this UE5 sample, optimized for Radeon, we're able to hit an average of 60 frames per second at 4K with FSR2 enabled. Even with the resounding success of FSR2, we won't stop there. I'm excited to show you a preview of a brand new version of Fidelity FX super resolution technology, appropriately named FSR3.
Das wollte ich jetzt hören. Genau, genau. Hoffentlich nimmt er nicht eine
FSR3 combines
ähnliche
our best-in-class
Technologie.
temporal super resolution technology and our new
Nvidia.
AMD Fluid Motion Frames technology to deliver more frames per second in your games. Fluid Motion Frames increases FPS when using very demanding settings. FSR3 will provide up to a 2x increase in frames per second at 4K resolution over FSR2, a significant boost across your supported games, and will be coming to PC gamers in 2023.
Okay.
To give an idea of what's possible with our brand new generation of gaming cards, I'd like to show you what Sava and his small team of artists were able to create using a standard animation pipeline to build their dark sci-fi fantasy film, Beckoning, in Unreal Engine in just 4 months. Let's hear from Sava.
My name is Sava Živković. I wrote and directed Beckoning, and I want to briefly talk about how Unreal Engine 5 and AMD are empowering small teams to create cinema-class animated films. In Unreal Engine 5, Lumen and Nanite shine with the Radeon RX7900 XTX, allowing us to walk around completely lit environments and characters and to explore the shots. This significantly speeds up the production and enables us to make creative decisions at the speed of thought. You can change the lighting, character or environment placement, or entirely change the camera angle if you so desire. This amount of speed and flexibility is unprecedented in traditional animation pipelines, and is one of the main reasons why I personally believe producing feature-length animation with smaller teams is now a reality. And when it comes to high-fidelity output, the FSR Movie Render Queue plugin upscales the final frame rendering to 4K or even 8K. CG animation has never been as fast and as fun.
Very cool. By the way, in reviewing that video, it sure does make it look easy to create a new movie, doesn't it? But I don't think it is. The Radeon RX7900 series are the most advanced gaming GPUs. First of all, they are easy to upgrade into your existing gaming rig. They feature industry-leading enthusiast GPU support for next-generation displays. They will deliver ultra-high frame rates in both native and upscale games, and of course comes with up to 24 gigabytes of memory to drive the next generation of games and advanced workloads. All of our innovations enable the 7900 XTX to deliver an incredible leap in performance.
Ciao Paolo, sto bene.
7 times faster.
Sto guardando la presentazione delle
Now, let me
nuove
invite Frank Azor to the
carte
stage to show you how the
grafiche
Radeon RX7900
della
series
AMD.
powers the next generation of gaming and streaming
E tu?
experiences. Frank?
Tutto a posto?
I am incredibly excited to be here with you guys today. It's just been so long since we've been able to all be together and to do this the way it deserves to be done, right? In person and just with all these incredible games and visuals behind us. What do you guys think about the new graphics cards? Awesome, right? Don't worry, Scott's gonna come back and tell you when you're gonna be able to get them and what they're gonna be priced at, okay, I promise. But they're incredible graphics cards. But you know what's even more incredible is that at AMD, you get more than just a great graphics card. We're committed to building the absolute best gaming, creating, and streaming experiences. I'm going to share with you today a little bit about some of our latest developments of how we're pulling it all together to bring you the next generation of PCs. Great hardware, as you've seen today, deserves great software. And AMD Adrenalin is your software interface for harnessing the full potential of your AMD-powered system. We're committed to bringing you an Adrenalin software that you can depend on. and that offers you state-of-the-art features and next-level gaming experiences, as well as streaming and for creating. If you're not already familiar with AMD Adrenalin, let me catch you up real quickly to what you've been missing. Adrenalin is your hub for just about everything. You can find and launch your games, plus monitor your stats and performance across all the games on your system, all from one home screen. You can customize your Radeon settings for each game, as well as record and stream those games right from within the UI. You can even turn your system into its own personal game server and connect your smartphone, tablet, or another Windows PC to play your games remotely from anywhere. And of course,
cool, das kenne ich
you
gar
can
nicht.
take full control
Das schon länger,
over
ne?
your AMD graphics card and your Ryzen CPU and tune them for maximum performance and efficiency. Adrenalin, it's simply awesome. But there's probably two things that I love most about Adrenalin. First, it's the fact that all these features are within one unified UI. And second, it's a completely unlocked experience, meaning we don't force you to create an account. You're not going to be monitored by us. You're not going to be tracked. You can just access all these features. You can customize your system to your content and just play the games you love, because that's what you deserve.
Allerdings, wenn du keinen Account hast, dann verlierst du auch die Einstellungen, dass du deinen Computer
So
mal
let me
neu
talk to you about some of the upcoming
installieren
features
musst.
you can expect from the next version of Adrenalin. Existing features like Radeon Super Resolution, Radeon Boost, and Anti-Lag are huge performance amplifiers for your gaming experience. But let's be honest, most of us don't want to have to learn about each new feature, how it works, which games it works on, which features work best with one another. When we finally get some time to sit down and game, it's just too much complexity to deal with. I just want to get in the game and I want to play. So we heard you. To simplify all this, we're introducing Hyper RX mode. With Hyper RX, we've redeveloped these performance boosting technologies to all work together and at the same time, compounding their benefits and giving you a one-click experience to improve frame rate and latency. In the game Dying Light 2, just to give you an example, in the game Dying Light 2, we're seeing performance improvements with Hyper RX up to 85% with 1/3 of the latency. It's incredible.
Das ist sehr geil, ja.
So look forward to Hyper RX coming out early next year, and you can experience it yourself. All right, so let's talk about what are we doing to help improve your recording and your streaming experience.
Ja,
OBS, as many of you know, is the leading
Wichtig.
video recording and live streaming platform out there.
Wichtig
It's
für
used by
uns
some of
Streamer.
the world's most successful and popular streamers. Well, we've partnered with OBS to improve video streaming quality across all bit rates on Radeon RX6000 and 7000 series graphics cards.
Sehr gut.
Additionally, with the new AMD RDNA 3 media engine, we've added AV1 hardware encoding, improving quality and transforming live streaming. In this example, we're looking at a recorded image of Halo, captured with OBS on the Radeon 7900 XTX graphics card. Both images were captured at the same 3.5 megabit per second bitrate. As you can see behind me, the quality of the stream and the text within it is visibly pixelated. But with the addition of our AV1 hardware encoding, updated pre-analysis and pre-filtering algorithms, plus our OBS optimizations, the playback quality substantially improves, providing a clear, sharp, and a smooth viewing experience. Additionally, with Xilinx AI and content adaptive machine learning technology, we've integrated that into the AMD framework, and it's been trained to learn, predict, and target small text and menus, making them legible again, especially when streaming at low bit rates and resolutions up to 1080p.
Cool.
The new
Das-
AMD
das
RDNA 3
ist
media
geil.
engine reaches beyond streaming, though. With our dedicated AV1 hardware processing, video encoding is up to 7 times faster than software, even at ultra-high resolutions like 8K. Support for the RDNA 3 media engine will be available across applications like
sehr
Adobe
gut.
Premiere Pro,
Genau das habe ich
FFmpeg,
gesucht.
Handbrake, and in upcoming releases of OBS.
Bin mal auf den Preis gespannt.
And then for video creators, any video creators in the audience? Anybody create video?
Yes!
You're gonna love this. So we're introducing something we call Smart Access Video. Smart Access Video works with select applications when you pair the Ryzen 7000 series with the new Radeon 7000 series. And unlike other platforms that can really only make use of either your CPU or your GPU's video compression engines, Smart Access Video distributes the encoding and decoding workloads across both your Ryzen CPU and your Radeon graphics card's video compression engine,
Sehr geil.
enabling faster 4K and 8K editing. And when it comes to batch transcoding, Smart Access Video reduces parallel transcoding times by nearly 1/3. Smart Access Video will be available across applications like OBS, Premiere Pro, FFmpeg, and more starting in December.
Sehr gut.
So next,
Aber die neueste AMD CPU habe ich jetzt noch nicht.
let me share with you how we're bringing all these technologies and all this greatness together for you into our AMD Advantage solutions. So when we first introduced Advantage laptops, we raised the bar of what defines just a great portable gaming experience.
Advantage? Sagt mir
And
noch
Advantage
nichts.
laptops have been carefully designed and developed with our partners to ensure that their premium experiences are felt throughout. Multiple models of these laptops are available in market right now from your favorite OEM and SI partners. And look, nothing compares to building your own desktop if you can, all right? But for those of us that maybe don't have the time, the experience, or the will to do so right now, we've applied the great AMD Advantage design framework that we applied to laptops originally, and we're bringing that to desktops now. We've partnered with several leading system integrators to bring you these turnkey solutions so that whether you're gaming, you're streaming, or creating, Advantage desktops have been designed and developed with our partners to be the best desktops you'll find in the market. All the incredible performance you saw here today from the 7900 XTX, well, that's what you can expect with Advantage desktop systems. It starts by pairing our Ryzen 9 processor and our Radeon XTX graphics card. Then we amplify that performance with our smart technologies, including Smart Access Memory and Smart Access Video, as well as the full feature set of Adrenalin software, including Radeon Super Resolution, AMD Noise Suppression, HyperRX, and more. But Advantage goes even further than that by ensuring every component, from the motherboard to the NVMe drives to the memory, the power supply, all the rest, they all work seamlessly together, and they're all tuned for maximum performance
Hört
with
sich eine
every design
Hypermaschine
quality
an.
metric followed.
Sehr geil.
Next, we focus on each system delivering its full graphics potential. We know that peak visual quality and performance are incredibly important to gamers. So Advantage desktops have been thermally designed, reliably powered, and rigorously tested to ensure that they deliver on the highest resolution and refresh rate experiences possible on the 7900 XTX. And it all comes together when you pair them with one of the over 2,500 AMD FreeSync monitors available, allowing you to experience the most demanding games.
Habe ich.
at
Habt
their
ihr wahrscheinlich
smoothest
auch
and
zu
highest
Hause,
speeds.
oder?
And of course, each Advantage desktop is built to game with a full configuration of premium components, all tuned and tested reliably to give you maximum performance every single time. We're really excited to be working with all of these partners on bringing you the first generation of Advantage desktops. It's been awesome to be here with you guys today. This is a historic moment. Thank you so much for your time. Let me welcome Scott back on the stage.
Danke euch auch. Ich hol mir schnell was.
Okay, are you ready? All right, what an incredible day of announcements that will transform the future of graphics in games. AMD Radeon 7900 series, built for extreme performance to drive 4K and 8K high refresh rate gaming monitors, powered by the world's most advanced gaming graphics architecture, RDNA 3. Here we go. Starting December 13th, 2022, you'll be able to purchase the 7900 XTX for $999.
Was? 999.
The world's fastest gaming card under $1,000. Also on December 13th, 2022, you'll be able to purchase the 7900 XT for $899. $999 and
geil, Leute.
$899. The world's
Sowas
most
von gekauft.
advanced gaming GPUs powering your
Prost
gaming rig
allerseits. Das
for
ist die
years to
Nachricht des
come.
Abends.
That's the end of our show. Thank you for joining us today, and we can't wait to get these gaming cards in your hands in December. Have a great rest of your day.
Dezember schon. Wartet mal, ich hab's jetzt echt verpasst, ne? Hm? Ich schau mal, was gerade noch kommt und dann springe ich nochmal zurück. Wann genau im Dezember? Geil, sowas von gekauft, Leute. Sonic Contest, ja. Gut. Geil. AMD rockt's diesmal wirklich. Nvidia kann sich die Grafikkarten sonst wo reinstecken. Jetzt gibt's nicht. Bei den unverschämten Preisen. Ich muss jetzt nochmal die genaue Performance aber vergleichen. Ich glaube, die sind ein bisschen schwächer, aber verbrauchen auch weniger, oder? Okay. Sieht so aus, als wäre es das gewesen. Ja. Ich gehe gerade noch mal einmal zurück, weil ich es verpasst habe.
$99.
13. Dezember
$999
schon.
and
Super, Mann.
$899. The world's most advanced gaming GPUs powering your gaming rig for years to come. That's the end of our show. Thank you for joining us
geil.
today, and we can't wait to get these gaming cards in your hands.
Wisst ihr was? Ich suche mit euch auch noch mal danach, ob es die RTX, die haben über die Availability haben sie nicht wirklich gesprochen. 7900 XTX vorbestellen. Da gehe ich eben schnell auf Google. Das ist nämlich hier nicht die Standardsuchmaschine. Und schau mal, ob man die denn schon vorbestellen kann irgendwo. Ja, das stimmt ja alles. Da steht noch nichts dabei, ne? Mal schauen, ob sie schon einen Vergleich haben jetzt. Vergleich. Nvidia. Was war jetzt das Topmodell? RTX 4000. Bin ich jetzt gerade blöd? 4900. Ja, ich habe doch die 3700. Ja, wie können die hier schon wissen, wie die TI performt? Ist der viel zu alt hier? (25.10.) Ja, könnte. Jetzt haben die halt schon. Ne, warte mal. XTX. Ja. Nee, ihr Lieben, da scheint es jetzt noch keine Vergleiche zu geben. Aber ich bin mal gespannt, was denn in den nächsten Tagen so an Vergleichen bei rauskommt. Ich gehe mal eben kurz auf mein, ja, das seht ihr jetzt gerade, das streame ich gerade. Ich schaue mal eben, ob mein Graphically Challenged hier YouTuber, ob der noch streamt.
Question. Now you can also overclock the 4090, so we can't necessarily say, you know, that makes it as good as the 4090, but if you can buy a $1,000 card and let's say that the 4090 only gets a 10% overclock or 12%, and the 69, or sorry, not the 69, the 7900 XTX gets a 15 or 16% overclock, that overclock could narrow the gap. So yeah, overall, guys, I think that this card is fantastic. It's not going to dethrone NVIDIA in terms of ultimate performance, and I think there are going to be some people who are going to be a little bit disappointed by that. And to be honest with you, that's a fair enough assumption to come to, because I think that we all are very desperate to see AMD come out on top. Not simply, even if you're someone who isn't going to buy an AMD GPU, it would be nice to see AMD outright win with no questions, no, like, oh, it only wins here, it only wins there. No, I'd like to see AMD win in rasterization. I'd like to see them win in software. I'd like to see them win in ray tracing. I'd like to see them do it. But it looks like today is not going to be that day. The reason why I think so many people want to see AMD completely win against NVIDIA would be because this is going to force prices to come down. Now this is good too. Don't get me wrong, $1,000 for a card that only falls short by 15%, that's gonna have to force NVIDIA to make some changes. I mean, obviously they aren't gonna be able to go ahead and bring out their 4080 12GB anymore, because if the 4080 12GB is $900 and it's getting smoked by a card that's the same amount of money, yeah, they can't release that card. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if NVIDIA chose not to bring out the 4080 12GB more so because of what AMD has versus what people like me were saying. I'm sure the community reaction, I'm sure me telling people, hey, don't buy the 4080 12GB definitely had an impact. But I think it's probably more realistic that this had a bigger impact. Because if we move ahead to the slides here now, where they show the pricing, which we're going to do right now. It's about right at the very end here. Here we go. Here it is.
Meint 15% weniger als
Let's take a look at this slide.
$4,999
$999 for the 7900 XT. That is a fantastic price, guys. Honestly.
Sag ich doch.
If you're in the market for a new video card, this really could, especially if you're a gamer. Now, we don't know how great it's going to be for content creators and streamers yet. They're promising improved features. It looks good, but I gotta see it before I can put it in my personal system. But for gamers specifically, I'm sure that the software is going to be fantastic. I'm sure that the cards is going to be fantastic. And that being the case, if you can save $600 and come very, very close in terms of performance, I think the 7900 XTX makes a lot of sense. What makes even more sense is probably the 7900 XT. $900 probably going to come in, 10% or maybe even less than 10% of performance of the 7900 XTX, and doing it with 55 watts less power. I mean, you shove 400 watts of power into this card instead of 300 watts, all of a sudden it could not only, match the 7900 XTX, you might be beating it. So this could be the card to get. This really, really could. At $900, that could be absolutely fantastic. Now, I do still want to see their 7800 XT and their other cards. I think those could be absolutely fantastic. But these two cards are looking great. So I think the price is great. I think the performance is good. I think it did fall a little short, honestly, even than what I was expecting. I was expecting them to come a little bit closer to NVIDIA. But overall, very, very good. Because I know there were people who were talking about like over 2x amount of performance. I did hear like 2.7x performance. And to be fair, they did get 2.7x the amount of compute, but they did not get 2.7x the amount of performance in gaming. There does appear to be some sort of massive scalability issues with these cards. It might have something to do with the way that they're architecting the card as a whole, the way that they can send multiple instructions down the pipeline at once maybe doesn't quite translate as well. It could have something to do with the MCD plus GCD. We don't know that yet until we get the cards and do some more testing. But overall, hey, yeah, performance is looking great. The price is looking great. So if you're in the market for a 4090, honestly, yeah, I think it's worth waiting and seeing if you can get one of these cards. It's way cheaper, and it's going to give you most of the performance. Yeah. Now, what is NVIDIA going to do to counter these cards? Because that's a good question.
Yeah.
And to be fair, here's what I think NVIDIA is going to do. They got stuff waiting in the wings to release. I believe that they're going to release the not the 4090 Ti yet. I think they'll actually, yes, they will release 4090 Ti, but they're going to release two cards, the 4080 Ti and the 4090 Ti. So I think that eventually the 4080 16 gigabyte will drop to $1,000. Eventually. Probably not right away, but eventually it will. They should at some point drop in the 4080 Ti at $1,300 or $1,200, but I think it will start at $1,400. Now, $1,400, if the 4080 Ti is a 20 gigabyte card, which I'm sure it will be, 320-bit 20 gigabyte card, the 4080 Ti will not only have a large amount of memory, but on top of that, I think in terms of performance, will probably match, if not exceed, the 7900 XTX by a small margin and by a significant margin in terms of ray tracing. Now, $400 more for that is a bit of an ask. That's why I think eventually it needs to drop to $1,200. I think if the 4080 16 gigabyte comes in at $1,000, 4080 Ti at $1,200, and then you got 4090 at, say, $1,400, and then 4090 Ti at $1,600.
Oops.
I think that works. I think that's going to work for NVIDIA because the 4090 Ti does have more SMs. It's 144 versus, I believe, 100. Is it 126 or 128? Let's do the math real quick here. 126 times 128. Was it 126? Gosh, I can't remember. It's either 126 or 128. Let's look it up real quick. 4090 CUDA cores. Let's see. Okay, so it's 128 SMs on the 4090, and so 128 minus 144. So they got 16 more SMs on the 4090 Ti that they can bring out, and that would be 144 over 128. That would be a 12% increase in shaders on the 4090 Ti. It would also be probably an increase in frequency. Now, I heard that the 4090 Ti is not only going to have 144 SMs, not only is it going to have, the whole 18,000 some shaders, but I also heard it's going to have a 475 watt TDP, so a slight increase in that. Ooh. It's also supposed to be bin silicon, so these things should be exceeding 3 gigahertz with ease, and that should pretty much cement NVIDIA's lead. So I think that's what they're going to do. Okay, so we got a super chat from XO. Thank you so much for the €5. He says 4090 is $2,600 in Europe. Do you think NVIDIA might... sorry about that. Do you think NVIDIA might drop the price of the 4090 due to the price gap of the 7900 XT of the 7900 XTX? No, not right now. I think eventually they should when they drop in the 4090 Ti, but they don't even have to. I think it would make sense though. Like I said, I think you bring in, you move the 4080 to $1,000. You bring in the 4080 Ti at $1,200, $1,300 max, probably $1,200. You move the 4090 down to $1,400. 4090 Ti comes in at $1,600. I think that makes sense. I really do. I think that makes a lot of sense. Which, by the way, again, thank you so much for the super chat. And again, I'll say it again, guys. If you're watching right now, if you drop a super chat, get a hold of me afterwards, after the show, either via Twitter or my email, and I'll get you a Discord link. All super chats will get you a Discord link if you get a hold of me after the show. So, and also very much appreciated. So thank you guys for all the super chats. But yeah, let's talk about this a little bit more. So somebody's saying rip AMD. I don't think so, guys. This is not a rip AMD moment. This is very competitive. It's good. So it's just gonna come down to, for me, so the price is good, the performance is good. What is the software stability looking like? What is their ray tracing performance looking like? What is their Adobe Premiere support looking like on day one? Is it going to work? Can creators use it on day one? Is OBS going to work flawlessly with no crashes? Is the streaming video quality going to be the same as NVIDIA? These are things that we have to answer when these cards come out, because on purely a price to performance standpoint, they're very, very competitive. They might not beat NVIDIA. They are falling short, like I said, by about 15%. But even so, they are doing it at a lower price and a lower power cost. We also have to talk about that, yes, it does use 8 pins, which for many people is going to be, which for many people is going to mean an easier upgrade, which is a fair point. Now, I like the new 16 pin. I think it's fantastic. I love that gets rid of a lot of bloat in your case, but some people don't. So, and then we got another super chat from Genji. So thank you so much for the $6.99 Canadian. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Get a hold of me after the show if you want a link to that Discord, if you did a super chat. So thank you so much for that. So there you go. There you have it. Sorry about that, guys. There you have it. That is the AMD stream. I think it's looking good. The only other thing I wanted to take a look at here was I wanted to look if there was, I can't remember if they talked more in depth about ray tracing. They did talk about OBS support. That was good.
Mich so freuen
I
hier.
think we do have to talk about DisplayPort 2.1
Meinen
as
einen
well.
Zuschauer.
AMD
Dem geht's
having
gut,
that at
dem Dude.
So they're bringing in a premium card at
Aber er ist
$1,000
auch
that
gut.
has DisplayPort 2.1.
Sagt
NVIDIA
auch
has a
viele
premium
richtige
card at
Dinge.
$1,600 that doesn't. Are you out of your mind, NVIDIA? What are you doing? Now, I think the reason why they didn't do DisplayPort 2.1 is because they were reusing PCBs from the 3090 Ti to save money. And to that, I say, screw you, NVIDIA, because I'm not going to hold back. Screw you, NVIDIA, because $1,600. $1,600 for a 4090. And you're going to tell me that we can't have DisplayPort 2.1 because you have to reuse parts from the 3090 Ti. That is so cheap, that is ridiculous, and that should not be the case. Now, will the 4090 Ti have DisplayPort 2.1? If it uses a new PCB, I think it is technically possible, but that also means that it needs to be supported by the GPU. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't. So it may not be possible for NVIDIA to have that unless they do a refresh of their cards. Will they do a refresh?
Ich weiß, was wir gleich tun.
So,
wir schauen
will we
gleich,
ever get
ob die
DisplayPort
Preise
2.1
von den
NVIDIA?
alten
That's something I
Nvidias
don't know the
gefallen
answer
sind.
to.
Von den
Does it matter?
3080ern,
This is something we need to talk
3090ern.
about. Does DisplayPort
Ob sich
2.1
da vielleicht
really matter?
doch lohnt,
But
die
before
zu
we get to
kaufen.
that, got another
Mal
super
schauen.
chat from
Werden wir
Kyle.
gleich
Thank you
sehen.
so much for the $199. He says, what
Ich
do you
höre
think
noch mal eine
pricing will
Weile
be
zu
for the
und dann
AIBs? Probably
switche ich
about
rüber zu der Hallo.
$150 to $200 more,
Guck mal.
depending on the model, would be my guess. So there you go. Does DisplayPort 2.1 matter? Let's talk about that again. Yes and no. So
Yeah.
right now, it doesn't
Ich auch
matter.
sagen.
It truly doesn't matter right this second. So if that's all you need to know, that's fair. But in my opinion, DisplayPort 2.1 does matter a lot because there's gonna be displays coming out. There are gonna be fantastic displays. They're gonna be using DisplayPort 2.1 so they can do stuff like a native 144 or 240 hertz 4K panel with 12-bit color and 444 without using chroma subsampling or without using DisplayPort compression. Now, DisplayPort compression is great. From everything that I've seen and heard, you really can't notice when they're using DisplayPort compression. But why? It's a $1,600 video card. Why are we using DSC on a $1,600 video card? That's just not acceptable. So there you go. Thank you so much for the super chat, Andy. Thank you for the $5. He says, I love you, cutie. Okay. Well, thank you for the super chat. Get a hold of me after the show if you want a link to the Discord if you're doing a super chat. So
Tja, ich habe
thank
keine
you guys so
Ahnung, wie
much
ich
for
dir
all
einen
the supers.
Superchat geben kann.
But yeah,
Schau mal nochmal, wenn ich das
so
Fenster klein mache.
DisplayPort 2.1 might not matter now,
Ja,
but it will. It will. There will be some fantastic displays in the future that will use DisplayPort 2.1. And if you're an NVIDIA user, you're just going to have to hope that they use DisplayPort 1.4a with display stream compression, or heck, even HDMI 2 is better. Like, HDMI 2 is going to be a better option. Or am I screwing it up? Isn't it HDMI 2.1? Yeah, it's 2.1, right?
ja.
Yeah, it's like 2.1a. Yeah, okay. So it's of course NVIDIA has 2.1, which has higher bandwidth than DisplayPort 1.4a, but nowhere near as high as bandwidth as the DisplayPort 2.1. So there you have it. That's the way it is. So we got another super chat coming in from Tractor66. Thank you so much for the £5. He says, where do you buy reference cards in the UK as of release? Never been able to find one at release. So I've had a real hard time getting Founders Edition. I finally got a Founders Edition Corsair is going to send me a block so that I can go ahead and block this bad boy and get you guys an overclocking video. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Can't wait to bring that to you. But in terms of where do you find it in the UK, I don't know, because I have trouble even finding them in the US. So yeah, it took me a long time to find this one. It was not easy. So there you have it. I'm sorry I can't give you an answer to that one. But thank you so much for the €5. If you want access to the Discord, get a hold of me after the show, of course, and I will get you that access. But yeah, DisplayPort 2.1, that's huge. The AMD has that. Very disappointing that NVIDIA doesn't. I hope they do in the future. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. So let me go ahead and check something real quick. I'll get back to you guys in just about 10 seconds. I'm going to be scrolling through some comments here as well. So let's see here. What do we have? Okay.
Ja, glaube ich nicht, dass sie hier die 4090 Ti, also 4090 Ti mit 2.1 ausstatten werden, wenn sie die gesamte
I'm going to sign in my
Serie
Discord
nicht
because I
damit
think
ausgestattet haben.
not an Apple fan
Sie könnten natürlich auch
wanted
eine
me to join
gleiche
Euro
Serie
pricing.
noch mal
Honestly, I
komplett neu
don't know. So let me pull up my
veröffentlichen.
Discord. Let me
Wer weiß.
sign in because I think not an Apple fan wanted me to get that up for you guys. So let's see. Let me log in, and then I'll go ahead and read some supers here while I'm waiting, or while I'm logging in. If you want to do that, go ahead, and I'll try and get back to you, as well as some regular comments. Let's see. That's not even right.
Ja. Da bin ich auch mal
I
gespannt.
also want to run a poll, guys, because I want to see what you guys think. So let me run a poll. Is it engage with your audience? Is that how you do that? Start a poll. Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys
Man
what
kann
you are more
umfragen.
excited for. So
Okay.
what are you most interested in? And I'm gonna say in purchasing.
Mhm.
4090, 7900 XTX, and neither. Let me add the RTX and RX, of course, to make it more official. Let's do that. Ask your
Natürlich.
community.
Die
All
hier.
right, let's see what we got here.
Ganz klar.
What are you most interested in purchasing, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. RTX 4090, 7900 XT, or neither. Okay, so we got
Ganz
so
klar.
far a large amount of people are more interested in the 7900 XTX. And to be fair, that makes a lot of sense. It's a lot cheaper. It's coming very close in terms of performance. And so we'll see. We'll see.
Definitiv.
We'll see where it lands. And then I'm going to see if Paul from Not an Apple Fan wants to talk still. So let me get a hold of him.
Ach, der redet jetzt direkt mit den Leuten im Discord. Das ist ja cool. Sehr cool. Mal schauen, was da für lustige Leute mit reinkommen.
Okay, so let's see. So far, it looks like at 462 votes, 7900 XTX is a lot more popular. So that's interesting. Okay, so we got $2 super chat from Zalara. Thank you so much. He says, I'm waiting for a while. We'll wait for 7950 variant. Okay, well, assuming that they make one, that's not a bad idea. So let's see. I'll have to see if I'm still joining their stream or what's going on there.
Okay.
Going through supers right now. Okay. So I think they're doing super chats right now as well. But I think I'm joining their stream soon. But we'll see about that. Anyway, let's see. I bought a 1200 watt power supply for 4090 and 13900K. Max power draw still has been under 800 watts. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It would be. So they're not gonna like actually draw an insane amount. So I mean, when you're gaming. Oh, yep, they're inviting me. All right, join video call.
All right, the overlay's gone.
Here we go.
Here we go. Sorry, man. I have loads of super chats, so I'll get through them all while we're. Lionheart, thank you for 5. My Little Pony, thank you for the 10. Paul Cope, harder AMD challenged 4090 if they were capable of doing so. AMD wishes they could change $1,600. Join me on the Arc Master race. True, he's obviously trolling. BB, thank you for 5.
Well, he's pushing that Arc Master race real hard, man.
AMD probably betting top card will sell out launch, so people will buy 900. No, the opposite, mate. Mad Blaze, thank you for the 25. Ron, if the card can perform only a bit, Nvidia can launch 4080. Wolfie, thank you for 50. Knock now. The question: will Nvidia wait another year? No, before they release the 4080 Ultra card. He means the 4090. No, they'll launch that. Average gamer, thank you for 5. If game at 4040p 244 hertz stick, my 6900 XT until the 7900 XT, or wait for the 7800 XT. I'd wait for that release, man, to see what that is. Jake Storm, thank you for 5. Sorry, I've got 4 more, Connor. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
What will 1100, 1200 fancy 450 watt max overclock card do in question? I don't know what you're asking, mate, but thanks for the 5. I might be wrong with the 5 Australian. Adore TV said as long as it's close this time, Nvidia can't win ever again.
It's
without
not close.
chiplet strategy.
It's not
probably
close.
not close. Aljo, thank you for the 449. I'm running a RX 470 on XTX. So the XTX is going to be amazing at the price. Mate, you're going from $170 graphics card to $1,000 graphics card.
I'm applauding you for keeping that. Go get 6700 XT for like $250. That's the win, man.
Andreas, thank you for the 20. Look like I'm buying a 4090 and thinking about 7900 fleet is amazing. More sane. The 4080 custom, whatever, leaky Jeremy, RDOA, the 4070 is done. RDNA offers the best 4K gaming without need for 2. Yeah, I agree with that. Greg, thank you for 449. Will nobody quote native performance anymore? It's all FSR. No, they'll all lie. And then this is the last one. CJ.
Yep.
CJ, thank you for 5. Don't feed the trolls, but they know what you said and you were wrong. Yeah, exactly. And then Mutley, thank you for the 30 pounds.
Oh, 30 pounds. That's a big pound.
Thanks for the stream, guys. Get a bottle of something nice. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, Connor.
Dude,
sorry for all of that, man.
First off, I'm the cheap guy, man. That's why I drink the Bud, man. Plus
we left it until we went on tirades after this thing, and then we left all of the donations. Yeah. So there was so many donations. So
all right, so Connor, let's get Connor's thoughts. Do it, buddy. I want to hear your thoughts.
Jetzt wird's interessant, wenn sie miteinander reden.
It did actually fall a little bit short from what I was expecting. So I was expecting them to be like right in at the performance level of the 4090 with that XTX.
I was expecting them to win, man.
Yeah, me too.
I never expected them to win. I thought they were going to have massive scaling issues, and it looks like they are. There's some. I don't know if it's necessarily the MCD versus GCD or if it's the way that they're re-architecting their. It almost looks like, in a way, a similar architecture to like when NVIDIA moved to Ampere. Similar but more smart, kind of, is what it kind of looked like to me.
Cheaper is the right word.
Yeah, so I'm like, I looked at that when they showed it, and I'm like, yeah, this might have some scaling issues. Between this and the multi-chip design, I think it's just going to have scaling issues because they did reach 2.7x compute. They actually did it. That's huge. But the problem is, when you look at their chart, they show up to 1.7x performance. Well, I crunched the numbers, comes to about, according to their numbers, which, by the way, they did stuff like not include ray tracing in Cyberpunk, which seems deliberate. There were some things there that seemed like deliberate stuff, kind of like NVIDIA did.
It's BS numbers.
By the way, Connor, you have the wrong mic on Discord. But anyway.
Oh, do I? Yeah, I can change that real quick. Give me a second.
Okay,
It's all right, but I want to read My Little Ponies because this
go for that,
applies to
Wally.
Connor. My Little Pony says, "I'm glad Connor's video is off. My eyes can't handle the mustache." Hashtag /the stash.
That hashtag is trending, man.
Yeah.
Everyone wants
Well,
Do you know how much money we get paid to tell you to take off your mustache?
yeah. Listen, if I get a $300 donation on my stream, I'll do it.
now, if we get a
everyone from this stream,
$500
when
on
I'm
this
going,
one,
I'm ending
we'll
the
pay
stream.
him to do it.
Yeah.
I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream in 10 minutes. So everyone here, please go if you have the money and if you can afford it. Go over to Connor's stream and donate $300 so he gets rid of that fucking stash.
Or just
Pete
PayPal
says,
me a good
"Thank God."
500, and I will then go to his
Yeah.
stream and pay him for
Yes.
you.
Okay, does this sound
Keith
better, by
says,
the way?
"Thank God, no stash." Exactly. So please, if you can afford it, go to Connor's stream, get rid of the fucking stash, boys.
Does this sound better, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
way
that's better.
Okay. Yeah, let me just...
Sorry, go ahead and say what you were saying.
There we go. Okay, I got your your display up. So I crunched the numbers according to their numbers, which they're probably going to show it in the best light, is 55% faster.
Sounds about right.
Than the 6950 XT, I believe. Yeah. So I looked at TechSpot's numbers because there's the only comprehensive review of all these high-end graphics cards that I know of right now. Sure, other people have done it, but anyway, I went to their website, and apparently, according to them, the 4090 is 71% faster than the 6950 XT.
Yeah.
So
That sounds about right.
sounds
yeah.
about right. Yeah, because it from many reviews that I saw, it seemed like overall 60% faster than 3090, or sorry, 80% faster than 3090, or close to 60% faster than 3090 Ti. 6950 XT is kind of somewhere in between. So that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That means the AMD had to get at least 70%, or sorry, at least 71% faster on average to match the 4090. They fell short at their own numbers showing 55%. That means if we're going to be generous, it sounds like they're going to be at least 16% off from the 4090. Now, that's not bad because at the price, it's actually good.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just not as
No,
fast as people thought it was going to be. And I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Now, I thought it was going to reach 4090. I thought it was going to be right there, but it even fell short of that. So
Right.
Yeah, but you also thought it was going to be more expensive, right? If it did reach.
yeah,
the
I thought it was going to be
4090,
1300 and exactly as fast as a 4090, but fall short in ray tracing.
Yeah, well, it did. It didn't do that, and,
Yeah.
and this is the thing that. But this is the thing that I'm getting shit from chat from, and like I admitted that I was wrong about my predictions in terms of performance and stuff like that. But I'm getting shit from the chat. But I'm like, boys, this rips the fucking 4080 into bits, right? Like,
It
rips
does,
into tiny
but
little
the
pieces.
4080 is unlaunched. So
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. But I'm saying
Ja,
is
wir
like
müssen noch
it
auf die
rips it into
ganzen
tiny little pieces
Benchmarks
at the current state
warten.
of affairs.
Tests.
And and even if it didn't, it's still $1,000, boys. Come on, like it's pretty
Vergleiche.
fucking good pricing.
Yeah.
Compared to the, and you know what? If
Hold on,
Nvidia
hold on.
dropped this to $800, guess what? We're gonna have another fucking debate moment where they're gonna drop the pricing on these fucking things. So
well,
wait a second.
here's the thing. You just said at $1,000. You just said $1,000 graphics card is good.
No, I said 1,000. Yeah, well, I did, but I mean, $1,000 being 50% faster than previous generation. That's a pretty good fucking generational uplift.
Well,
like, it
I
is.
will say this though. Yeah, it's good compared to the 4090 in terms of price to performance, but honestly, I kind of don't like. Yes, the 7900 XT will probably still be better price to performance, but it's not like amazing. I like if the
Well, that
XTX
one's that one's trash. The XTX is the only one that's worth
yeah, like
even
if
buying.
the XTX is 1,000. Even if the XT comes very, very close and ends up being technically better price to performance, you would kind of expect it to be 850 or 800, not 900. It's almost a little bit too close. You know?
It's to push people to spend the extra 100, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Because I was like, yeah, this could end up being the
so
better
this
card to
is-
buy, but we'll see. Like, I don't know. That's pretty close. Only $100.
No, I
between
mean,
them.
just for 4 extra gigabytes of VRAM's worth $100, I would say.
But I can't believe we're having a good discussion. Like, genuinely, this is where my head's at, and I you guys are probably going to rip into me, but I can't believe we're having this discussion where AMD might lose by 20%, but they're literally 60% cheaper, and people are giving AMD a hard time. Like I just don't.
Because
that
here's the
math doesn't,
thing,
like,
because
quite in
I
my
expect a
head.
$1,200 4080 Ti to be exactly virtually
I
tied.
agree, but it doesn't
Yeah,
exist
kommt
yet,
natürlich.
and that's
It
where
do-
AMD
it-
have to
it do-
move and make a decision. Then
It
but
doesn't,
exist.
but all NVIDIA has to do is a $1,200 4090
Oh,
with
then
12
when
gigs
they
of RAM.
when they do it, AMD have to change the pricing, but they haven't done it yet. So
Well,
you know,
AMD
that-
just announced. I mean, it could happen 5 minutes from now.
No,
we don't know.
I get that, and I understand that, but I mean, it hasn't done it yet. AMD only can only compete with what exists, and they have, in my opinion, they've done a really good job of competing at what exists. You know, I would not upgrade from a 3090 Ti to a 7900 XTX.
I don't know. After this, a
You-
6900 XT at
You wouldn't
$600
upgrade
is better.
from a $2,000 GPU and you wouldn't upgrade to a GPU that's probably going to be 40% faster. You wouldn't do that. Like, that makes no sense to me, Ivan. I'm sorry, mate. Like, I'm sorry to be a prick. Like, or maybe I'm being a prick, but like a GPU that's probably going to be 40% faster, you wouldn't upgrade to it. That was a $2,000 GPU. And the other one is 1,000. You wouldn't do that. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Well, Ivan buys the best. Period. They're not the best. Period.
Well, that's
so-
fine, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, $2,000 versus 1,000. Like, AMD's changed the narrative, boys, here. Because I mean, what is Nvidia? And where's the 4070 going to have to be? It's going to have to be real cheap. Where's the
Thank God.
60? Where's the 6800 XT?
thankfully.
Well, thank God. Like, I mean, this is why we all should
Connor
be
and I are
rejoicing.
at the same point. It's
Where's the
just like,
6800 XT going to have to be? It's going to have to be real fucking cheap. Where's the 6800 non-XT going to have to be? Real fucking cheap. Where's the 70? Add 70 to all of those numbers I just said. Where's the 7700 XT going to have to be? Real cheap. You know, compared to what we all thought it was going to be. Because when the roof when the roof comes up, you know, the floor has to come up to meet it, right? And, you know, you're saying 1% lows. You don't know. The 1% lows might be fucking amazing on these. We haven't got a clue yet. We haven't seen reviews.
it's
We'll
yeah.
see.
Well,
I mean,
that was always going to be the
And the
negative on these.
4090 has a problem with 1% lows at the moment as well, Ivan. So, I mean, I don't know what the problem is with the 1% lows in the 4090, but I've seen lots of benchmarks with the 4090 having terrible 1% lows. So, you know, it's all relative, and it's all kind of in this thing.
Dude, yeah, these things have. I mean, they're okay at their price point, but what's going to happen? Like I said, you're going to have a $1,000 4080. You're going to have a $1,200 4080 Ti. These have no shot. They're at the high end. These are dead. Now, they can drop prices, but AMD being AMD is basically what it is. It's going to be AMD being AMD, and I was hoping AMD actually competed. They're not going to.
well,
Connor, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
don't
right
know.
back.
Like, so like the 4090 is so much more expensive. Now it is, you'll give you a considerable amount more performance, but I think we're forgetting that it's doing it at an extra 95 watts. So there's something to be said about you don't even need an adapter. Now, Corsair's sending me some adapters for their power supply that are just two 16 AWG 8 pins into one 16 pin. Real cheap, real easy. You can take your existing power supply and throw in a 4090 Ti and 4090, and you shouldn't have any issues.
They
at
just
all.
plug in their
Yeah. And it'll look good too. So that's like a good option, but you're still spending $20. Like you're still spending $20 and opening up your case. So it will be easier if you're using a current system to just drop in a card that has a lower power draw and uses two 8 pins. That's just the reality of it. I like the new 16 pin because I like running one cable to my card. But it's more expensive to upgrade your power supply and get everything ready. So not only is the price of these things actually pretty good, but it's also doing it at a lot less power. And there is an argument to be said that with them drawing so much less power, there could also be a massive overclocking headroom. Now, there could not. They could just be...
Yeah, I feel like there is. I feel like AMD, but I could be wrong, and I could be copying.
We'll see, and it also sometimes is a driver issue, too, because in the past, AMD has had overclocking headroom that's been like limited by drivers and issues. So
or just the architecture doesn't scale well with frequency. Like, absolutely, it could be that. But it feels like these things, like AMD went out of their way to kind of limit these in terms of power, so they could have a marketing scheme where they say, you know, we're really good on power. But I don't know because I've lived through the whole. You don't get it doesn't like nothing ever tends to scale very well with clock speed anymore. Even the fucking 4090 doesn't scale very well with clock speed, right? So you kind of clock that at 3 gigahertz and it doesn't clock really well. So it's like I am sitting in this weird scenario where I feel like there seems to be a lot of headroom in that architecture, but I
we don't
can't
know.
prove it till I have it. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I was also going to say I did actually run a poll. So my thoughts overall from AMD was I'm positive on this because it's a lot cheaper, it draws a lot less power, and it comes pretty close. It's not quite there. It could be 15-20% away from a 4090, but at the price and the power draw, it's good. And I don't think NVIDIA will react to it for a long time because they just don't have to. People will just buy NVIDIA at the higher prices right now anyway, even if AMD is a better deal. Eventually, they will react. Eventually, I do think the 4080 will drop to 1,000, and then they'll replace it with a 4080 Ti, which I still think is going to be 20 gigabytes at 1,200.
Oh, yeah.
They will eventually do that, and then they'll pull in the 4090 Ti probably at 1,600 and drop 4090 to 1,400. I think that will eventually happen, but I don't think they're going to actually respond for a while. I ran a poll. So not only was I
I'm running a poll right now, by the way. I'm running a poll right now. Are you going to buy RDNA 3, yes or no? It's simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I ran a poll. So it definitely shows not only did I come away overall positive, but the whole community did. Because you have to remember, obviously, you look at my videos, I do a lot more videos on NVIDIA. It just does better. Like, people are more interested in NVIDIA. There's more NVIDIA buyers. So I talk about AMD and NVIDIA, but I tend to put up more NVIDIA videos because that's what people want to watch. It's just the reality of it. That's how my community is. They probably mostly buy NVIDIA. And even they said out of 1,400 votes, 71%, I said, what are you most interested in purchasing? 12% said 4090, 71% said 7900 XTX, and 17% neither. So even of those guys, it was overwhelmingly they're more interested in the 7900 XTX, and I think this is an issue of NVIDIA's not reading the room. So we're heading into a recession. Things are getting really expensive. $1,600 video cards are going to be the first to go. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so absurd that we're spending $1,600+ You include tax and shipping. Now we're talking about nearly $2,000 for a video card. That is a massive increase, but that comes at a big cost. And real quick before I hand it to you guys, I do have to get the super chat before it deletes. Thank you so much, Zalara, for the $5. Said the AMD versus NVIDIA versus Intel would make a great Cyberpunk 2077 campaign. Fifth corporate war. The great semiconductor war. Yeah, that's a great one.
yeah. I gotta go to some of my super chats. So I got a Donkey. Thank you for the to. So now that you were wrong, sorry, I read that one already. I'm gonna. My Little Pony. Connor will have to forgive the sorry. Okay, I know where I am now. John, thank you for the 3000 series. New drivers increase performance by 24%. Do they? I don't know. Slim Jim, thank you for the 2. Y'all triggering Paul. It isn't good for his heart. The Sam, thank you for the 2. 4080 Ti, $1,200. 4080, $999, a while away. Yeah, but if the 4080 is $999, I still think that AMD will kick this shit out of that. I think it needs to be $800. Gold, thank you for 25 Mexican pesos. Not the stash. I like seeing Paul angry. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Anthony, thank you for the 10. Considering the cost of 7900 series, what would be a good price for a new 6900 XT 69? It's gonna have to be way lower, man. It's gonna be way lower considering where they're starting the bar. That's pretty good in terms of that. And I did say that this is a positive move in terms of the lower end SKU, because if you raise the ceiling, if the ceiling is lower, the lower stuff has to be better value, and that's always good. Costing, thank you for the 2.
I'd still say $500-600 still good for 6900 XT though.
Yeah, costing, thank you for the 2. Now I can afford a half of a GPU. Cheers, AMD. And then Zero Fallout, thank you for 10.
Sag Ihnen mal auf Wiedersehen.
Paul.
Es wird nämlich immer später und später hier. Mach hier das mal zu und schau noch mal einmal kurz auf Idealo, ob sich zufällig schon so schnell irgendwas an den Preisen getan hat abends. Wahrscheinlich wird man das eher morgen oder in den nächsten Tagen merken. Aber wenn ich jetzt hier nach einer RTX 3080, sagen wir mal 12 GB, schau, bei Idealo, ob die jetzt irgendwie krass runtergegangen ist im Preis. 884. Um irgendwas Erschwingliches zu finden, ne? Erschwinglich in Anführungszeichen, ist immer noch jede Menge Geld, aber warte mal, ich schau mal kurz, ich gebe einfach mal 3080 ein, mal gucken, ob sich da was getan hat. 799 für eine Gigabyte. Warum so eine schlechte Bewertung? Abgefahren. Okay. Aha. Dass sich der Preis da so stabil hält, gell? Das ist einfach die jahrelange gute Erfahrung mit Nvidia, weil die machen ja an sich gute Karten, nur jetzt schlagen sie einfach mega über die Stränge mit dem Preis. Sie haben gemerkt, in der Corona-Zeit, sie können so viel verlangen und die Leute zahlen es tatsächlich auch. Aber ich meine, da war jetzt auch noch ein stärkeres Verlangen da, wegen Unterhaltung und wegen allem drum und dran. Man konnte sich ja nicht mit den Leuten treffen. Und deswegen war man mehr zu Hause und hat dementsprechend mehr Unterhaltung gebraucht. Dementsprechend, ja, lag es nahe, vielleicht da in dem Moment aufzurüsten, wie auch immer. Aber was die halt mit der 4900 jetzt gemacht haben in der nächsten Generation, also da sind jetzt die Preise wirklich, also die sind schon extrem angestiegen durch Corona und durch die Chipknappheit. Und zwar übertrieben hoch, so dass es garantiert auch die ganzen Händler ausgenutzt haben, also durch die Scalper und durch das geringe Angebot ging natürlich automatisch durch das Gesetz von Angebot und Nachfrage die Preise hoch, aber trotzdem haben das die Händler definitiv noch ausgenutzt. Also die Preise waren ja unmöglich hoch. Jetzt haben sie sich in Anführungszeichen mehr oder weniger normalisiert. Sie kosten, also die 3080er kosten aber immer noch leicht über dem MSRP, also über den UVP-Preis. Und sie sind jetzt stabil. Und jetzt sind die neuen AMD-Grafikkarten rausgekommen, die ja schon wesentlich leistungsfähiger sind als die 3080er. Jetzt bin ich mal echt gespannt. In den nächsten Tagen sollte sich da was tun, denn wer kauft die denn sonst noch? Ja, ich bin erstaunt, dass die auch schon in der letzten Zeit nicht runtergingen. Aber gut, Nvidia fährt jetzt zweigleisig mit der 3000er Serie und mit der 4000er Serie zur gleichen Zeit. Sie haben das ja auch so positioniert, sie versuchen es zumindest. Da bin ich ja mal gespannt, was daraus wird. Also ich werde mir, wenn es da keine größeren technischen Probleme in den ersten Tests und so gibt, wahrscheinlich tatsächlich diesmal eine AMD-Grafikkarte wieder kaufen, seit vielen Jahren, obwohl ich immer Nvidia-Grafikkarten hatte. Ja, ich möchte mich nicht abzocken lassen. Ich möchte eine neue, kräftige Grafikkarte haben und nicht auf eine alte Generation setzen müssen, nur weil der Preis von den neuen so extrem hoch ist, selbst von den alten noch hoch bleibt. Also die Situation, in der wir sind, für Gamer, die eben gerade aufrüsten wollen, ist jetzt seit 2 Jahren schon extrem schlecht, um nicht das andere Wort zu verwenden. Und ja, dabei würde ich es für heute belassen. Ich danke euch vielmals fürs Zuschauen. Lasst mir gerne ein Abo da. Am besten natürlich auch ein Like und einen Kommentar mit eurem Feedback, ob euch hier mein Reaction-Video gefallen hat. Ja, das war's von mir. Wir sehen uns nächstes Mal. Macht's gut. Ciao.